Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal, for this warm and concise introduction of you and your team members. Now coming back to our theme of the day, law of attraction. I will break down the steps and processes into 4 different points of this, how I practice or how one should practice law of attraction. Number 1, intention. Have a positive and clear set intention for what all your desire or your goals are. Number 2, visualize. Envision yourself as if you have already achieved what your intentions, what your goals or desires are. Envision yourself as you have already achieved it. Number 3, act. I'm sure you all must have seen the movie 3 Idiots. All of you have seen that movie. There is a famous dialogue in the movie. Success के पीछे मत भागो, काबिल बनो काबिल. What it says, you should not always run behind your desires or goals. In fact, you should attract, or you should have a quality of a magnet. Be a person that actually deserves that goal, or that actually deserves that achievement. Have a quality of that magnet. And finally, receive. Have patience, positive, and a growth mindset. And you must have a firm belief in the powers of universe. It will make something happen. Now, before sharing my experiences, I want to listen 1 or 2 experiences of you all also on law of attraction. Anybody would like to share their experience on law of attraction? Yeah.
So my experience with law of attraction is by doing something every day, like small piece you write. Maybe you have a just write, like, for example, gratitude. If you start with gratitude, for example, start with writing 3 things. For example, you are grateful for every day. You do that consistently every day. You don't need to do it like every day, but it's a habit. For me, I started with this for like 5-6 months ago, and I see changes. I see big changes just in that. Another thing I do is like what one other guy here mentioned, to schedule maybe 2 things to do one day. For example, if you do that the day before, you're going to achieve these 2 things the day after. It can be like, okay, you need to go to the shop to buy some food, and you need to train. Like, this is momentum. It builds momentum. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? You wanted to say something?
No, I wanted to say at that time when Sir gave the example of the parking, I said it's the power of thought or law of attraction, because that time I get confused between these 2.
I am also confused with the movie of The Secret, but what I have explained in these steps, that you have to have proper intention, you must visualize something, and the most important thing is act. As the word attraction almost have a word named action in it. You must always act. I don't resonate with this parking example, but yes, I have so many examples where I have attracted a lot of things by just visualizing and acting towards it. So maybe I'm also with you on this.
I want to say on action part, time is the most important thing.
Yeah.
In action,
You must have.
if there is no dimension of time, you will lose the entire essence of it.
Sure.
Suppose if I have to reach here at 10:30, and if my intention and desire and visualization that I am here in this morning's example, I got a little late, but my intention was very clear. My desire was very clear. I visualized everything. No, it is going to be little away from parking. Everything is happening like that. And I planned for it, okay, I'll be 3 minutes late, but anyway, meeting will start 5 minutes late, so I'll be still in time.
That was a
Emotion is so strong, at times it looks like bound to happen. And we fall into that trap or whatever.
Yeah, so my experience with the law of attraction, because of this World Cup, I used to manifest and visualize every day. And say to God that please make India win. And it happened like for 10 matches, and I started believing that whatever I'm wishing for is coming true. One day I wish that please make it rain, it's so polluted in Delhi. And it really rained. So my belief in like God and law of attraction really increased. But then I repeated the same routine before the final, and we all know what
Maybe there was something missing. Maybe there was some issue of
timing, is what he said.
Maybe you have visualized World Cup.
If they would have what was it that you must have shot at the right time, right timing, they would have.
ODI World Cup
You must have prayed to the God that
Time is the most
Australia is
important
going to the finals.
Yeah, you want to share?
Yeah, I think everyone's visualized life happens, even they don't think about law of attraction, it happens to everyone. When they say like your word is power, it's also about that. Where you're thinking all the time, it also happens while you're thinking. So I want to give you this example because it's part of my life right now. And since I was in college, all the time I was thinking I want to work in something that makes me have time to do another kind of things, not to work in an office. I didn't know how, but I always visualize myself like what I can do, how can I do this, because I really want to see another part of the world. I want to do something that don't make me be in an office because this is not what I like, but I was visualizing what I like, and also doing the action. Every time I look like an opportunity, I'm like, oh, maybe it's this one, maybe it's not the way I like it, but this is part of the universe telling me, hey, this is the way, try it. So I think it's about action, intention. My intention always was there. I didn't know how it would work, but nowadays I can say has been 7 years, almost 8 years, working remote. And that was before when people don't know what is working remote, people don't believe in that. But I just started working like that. It just happened with a global brand that you will be like a global brand making people working remote. How is that possible? But it happens. I had it in my mind. I always try to follow where is the way. But this is for me law of attraction because I was thinking about intentional what I want.
Universe has its way of attracting everything what you desire.
Yes, exactly.
So what we thought, what our thought process, then what we are liking and what we continue doing, that keep attracting.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there will be two aspects. One is liking, second will be fear as well. I mean, in both cases you get attracted. I mean, the World Cup, if you look at the example, so there is a constant fear in mind, we should not lose it. So other way around, what we want is, you want to win it.
This was also a point that we should not lose it, and maybe the intentions of Australians must be much higher than him.
Yeah.
That was the point.
I don't. Australians are not even like, they didn't even welcome Pat Cummins after like he won. And
140 million people.
Yeah.
140 million, maybe one person was betting against India from those 140 million people. That his intention was much pure, or you can say much stronger than it. Anyways, it's time for me to introduce and call upon stage the first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Akir. Sorry.
Call the evaluator first.
Toastmaster Abhinav or this one?
No, evaluator is me for Akir.
Oh, I have to call this. Anyways, you were surprised to see the loss of our teammate. Now, coming back to our theme of the day, law of attraction. The step-by-step process that we just shared, intent, visualize, act and receive. This same process was almost followed by most of the athletes that have achieved something in their life, be it Virat Kohli, be it Tiger Woods or Usain Bolt. And you must have heard of the Hollywood actor Jim Carrey. His speech, he has always mentioned that he wrote a check to himself for $10 million in the year 1985 for rendering his acting services. That will be in cash in the year 1995, 10 years later. And surprisingly, or you can say by law of attraction or any miracle, in the year 1995, he received almost $10 million from the movies like The Mask and Dumb and Dumber. Now I would like to share my experience. What made this law of attraction how I mean, sorry. How it became, how I liked law of attraction. I'll share my experience. It was year 2002. I was in class 6th. I didn't know anything about this theory of law of attraction or anything. But when I look back on that story, I think that same step-by-step process was followed with me also. In the year 2002, while returning from school back to our home, I was sitting in the last bench. I usually sit in the last bench of my school bus, and along with my friend, used to count the number of Honda City cars we see in the way back home. And while discussing with my friend, I always visualize driving a Honda City. One day I'll own and drive a Honda City. 9 years later, in the year 2011, with God's grace, I bought my first car. And can you guess which car is what?
Honda City.
That was my first car. No, that was not. I bought my first car in 2011, and surprisingly, it wasn't Honda City. It was a second-hand Honda Jazz. It seems like I've almost forgotten what I visualized 9 years ago. But as I said, universe has a way of remembrance. 5 years later, in the year 2016, my father, pleased with me and my brother's work in business, he decided to give 2 second-hand cars not to us but to our wives. I don't know why the fathers don't give gifts. I've never received a gift from my father. But yes, he decided to give those 2 cars to our wives. And now can you guess which car it was?
Honda City.
Surprisingly, it was Honda City. It wasn't Honda City. With a budget of 5 lakh rupees for 2 second-hand cars, it was finalized that I will be getting a Marcus Suzuki Swift for 2.5 lakh. It was coming around. We were just about to finalize a deal with the dealer that I noticed a second-hand beige color, wonderful-looking Honda City, and that was a moment my age-old visualization came into my mind, and I immediately broke my FD of 2 lakh rupees and bought that car. And after almost 14 years, universe all conspired. I don't know what to say, but universe remembered what I thought 14 years ago, and I was driving Honda City in the year 2016. And this incident made me realize the power of law of attraction. You can say power of law of attraction or miracle, you can call it anything. But I was driving it. And as the next speaker of the day, Toastmaster R.K. Arora also mentions, if we have a clear intention, the universe somehow conspires us to bring everything. They somehow tries to bring what all we have desired. Now it's time to call about stage next speaker of the day, Toastmaster R.K. Arora. And to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster R.K. Arora, I would like to invite Toastmaster Shriram, who will be sharing the power of desires. Now I would like to hear the experience from Sanchita, who is, I think, she is the most experienced person with this law of attraction. Please share your experience on this.
Thank you, Mohit, for the opportunity. So it's not about experience. I think I'm a very strong believer in the law of attraction, and it's not been really long. It's been very lately that I've started believing in it, and actually I think it works for everybody. It's about the things that you do in your daily life, the things that you talk about, the things that you see. If you are seeing negative, you will attract negativity towards you. If you think positive, you will attract positivity towards you. And it works for everybody, whether you believe it or not believe it. So I had various examples on how I think law of attraction works for me. I didn't knew about this concept. It was only in 2018 that I read this book, Secret. And I tried to visualize, and I think it had worked for me in the past also, and that's when I started believing that it's working for me at this point of time also. Earlier I used to think it does not work for me, but as and when things go by, and I've seen various examples in my life when as simple as, I give this example to everybody who talks to me about law of attraction is sometimes my maid in the house does not come, and I am so pissed off that I wonder that what if she had been here. I am so thankful and grateful to her, and the next day she arrives. Okay, so that's a very simple example. But similarly, I've attracted a lot of people, a lot of things, and the people I really look upon. I think I attracted dance class also towards me, to which I was never really not really interested in, but thankfully attracted. So that's how, and I've attracted things, people also. And my biggest attraction would sometime be meeting Priyanka Chopra, and I think I will meet her one day.
And recently you met Neeta Ambani also.
Yes, I met Neeta Ambani, so I wasn't really a big fan of her, but yeah, I've known her work for a lot of time, but I never knew I'll meet her one day. So that was again, I think somewhere the universe conspired that I met so many nice and inspirational people.
Great, wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Now coming back to the, remember when I shared this 500 rupee note, the story how I manifested or manipulated the minds of the Prime Minister of India. I would like to pardon my CA and CS friends for my story, the story I am going to share now. And if you are listening, either close your ears or don't say anything outside this. Anyways, as a real estate consultant, I usually deal properties 7 to 8. I usually deal 7 to 8 properties in a year, earning around 5 to 7 lakh rupees per year until the year 2016. Real estate property. No, per year. But in August 2016, I had an intention. I made a desire to manifest earning 50 lakh rupees in a year, that too from a single real estate transaction. That was a very big desire at that time, in the year 2016. It was August 2016, and few months later, November 8, 2016, it was demonetization. Forget about earning 50 lakh rupees from a single transaction. Doing a single real estate transaction was not possible in that, during that phase. But as I already said, universe has ways of fulfilling your desires. In that demonetization phase, we got an opportunity. There was a property in our house for a very long time that we were unable to sell. But during that phase, one person called us and asked for that property, and within a day, we made the full payment for that property. And we sold that property in a day. But that was not a miracle.
Black and white.
That only I'm saying that all the C and CS friends should not listen this. The real miracle was when the proceedings from this property, we invested the same proceedings into another property. Now buying this property was a real miracle, because this property was located in one of the most posh locations of Lucknow, the 14-year-old residential project. That in this project, more than 350 consultants, real estate consultants, were actively involved in this project. And surprisingly, we were not on this list. I mean, we were not on those list of 350 consultants, but still we were able to buy this property. I'm still amazed till date how I got that property. And within a few days, I think maybe 10 or 15 days, I, along with my architect friend, mapped out a residential project on that property. And I don't know, in the next 2 or 3 months, by just marketing that residential project on map, I mean, there was just a paper of that drawing. We haven't spent a single penny on marketing. We haven't spent a single penny on construction of that project. Within 3 months, a reputed developer called me and said, I want to buy this property. In fact, he even begged me to buy this property. And in the next 3 months, I was able to sell that property. And it wasn't a surprise that the deal was completed within 7 months of my desire. It was a miracle. I mean, that was the time when I finally gave it a thought of law of attraction. That there is some power of universe, or you can say that is a miracle. I don't know what is, till date I am unaware of it. Because just like you mentioned, you manifested this World Cup, winning World Cup. There are some desires which we are unable to fulfill. Why is it that when we desire something, something we get it clear? I mean, we achieve something, but for few desires we don't achieve it. I'm still not aware what is the real power of law of attraction. But yes, these are real examples of my life. I made it, and I think now I hope I have inspired you all with my real life experiences, the personalities who have practiced this law of attraction, and the step-by-step processes how to practice and have a profound belief on law of attraction. This was my time of the day. I would like to call upon stage the Tabletop Master of the day, Toastmaster Anika.